I decided I'm gonna do Biannual Bibliothon wrap-ups every day. So this is a different side of my room. This is my wall of book posters. This is a really small section of it. The rest of my wall is huge. It's filled with book posters and a bunch of other stuff, but it has a lot of my personal photos. Day one of the Biannual Bibliothon is over. It is currently 9 p.m. right now. And I actually did pretty well. I mean, I was so busy today. I was filming a lot of the videos for the Biannual Bibliothon. I edited a lot, and I also had to go run some errands. So I didn't get that much reading done, but I still did get some reading done. So I'm really happy about that. I actually finished a book today. That was Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. So I've been listening to the audiobook for Queen of the Tearling for about a week now. And today I read the last 100 pages or so. I read the last 30 pages purely from the book because I actually checked out this book a couple hours ago. And a bunch of Biannual Bibliothon hosts were doing Twitter sprints, so I finished this book with some of those Twitter sprints. I really loved this book. This book is kind of like a Sleeping Beauty type story because it's about this girl who is royalty and she gets sent away for her protection to live in this cottage with like foster parents, and there she grows up, and then when she comes of age to be the royal heir, she gets whisked away and brought to castle, and she's thrust into this world of royalty, and she's the queen. And my favorite thing about this is Kelsey. She's such a badass woman. I love her. I just love how even though she's like, what, 19 in this book, she puts everybody in their place regardless of their age. Like, she's so badass. Even though she can't fight, she's not beautiful, she's so freaking intelligent, she's such a natural at being a queen that I just love her so much. I also really love the fantasy world. It's really cool. I've never read anything like this before. It's kind of like futuristic, but at the same time, it's kind of like medieval. And I also really love how this is kind of like a matriarchal society. I mean, women are still deemed as not equal, but the only person who can rule the land is a queen. So it's kind of a matriarchy, which makes me so happy because it really makes me mad when authors, it's like they make their fantasy worlds a patriarchal society. It's like, I get it. We live in a patriarchal society, so you want your book to mirror real world and society. But it's like you have the chance to create your own world and you can make it your own perfect world. So why not make it a patriarchy or even an egalitarian society? Like, why always patriarchy? I gave this book 4.5 stars and the audiobook was amazing. It had the same narrator of My Lady Jane, who was phenomenal. So yeah, definitely check out the audiobook. And I did start another book today, my first read of the Biannual Bibliothon, which is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. I'm currently on page 45 and I'm loving it so much. I cannot wait to dive more into this book. And also, Queen of the Tearling is not part of the Biannual Bibliothon TBR that I set, and I've been reading this for a while, so I'm not sure if I want to count this for the Biannual Bibliothon. Anyways, that concludes my wrap-up of day one of the Biannual Bibliothon. Bonjour, it's day two of the Biannual Bibliothon, well, the end of it. It is almost 10 o'clock and I am exhausted, so I'm gonna make this super quick. I didn't read that much today because, like yesterday, I spent most of today editing and filming and trying to get my videos ready for all of the challenges this week, so I didn't read much, but I did read something, and I'm really happy with what I read. I started off the day by starting off the audiobook for Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I love the audiobook narrator. She's so cool. Okay, well, I mean, I may be biased because she has like a slight British accent, which is honestly like one of my favorite things in a narrator. I'm really loving Stalking Jack the Ripper. I'm about an hour into the audiobook and it's like an 8-hour audiobook. So I'm really loving it. The only thing about this book is it's called Stalking Jack the Ripper because obviously it follows the story of Jack the Ripper. It's about this girl who is she is like a high lady. She is highborn, but she's really into forensic science and autopsies and studying death and dead bodies. And through those habits that she has and hobbies, she gets sucked into the investigation of Jack the Ripper. And through the investigations of Jack the Ripper and just her hobby of forensic science, this book can get really graphic, and for me, who is like easily scared about everything and I cannot handle graphic violence and injuries and blood, it's just like freaking me out. First scene of this book, she's cutting open a body. Like, it's so graphic. And then she always goes to like the murder scenes of the Ripper victims and they like describe in detail like all of the mutilations and everything. And I'm just like, ah! I mean, it's not that bad. I bet you most people probably wouldn't even like bat eyes at that, but I'm like, I really don't like being scared and I get scared so easily and I don't like horror, so that part of the book is like, I'm not liking it. You know, I actually remembered that like a couple years ago I tried to read a Jack the Ripper book and I got so freaked out that I stopped reading it. Yeah, so we'll see how I feel about this one. The other book I read today, I read with a couple of the reading sprints on Twitter, which, oh my god, the reading sprints are so amazing. If you ever participate in the Biannual Bibliothon again, or even the Booktubeathon, definitely tune into the sprints because they're so much fun. They really motivate me to read, and it's so great to read with a community of readers. Like, it's just such a big sense of community, and I really, really love reading sprints. So I read an arc, which I only have on my iPad. I'm gonna show you a picture of the cover. Let's see if it's gonna show. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Focus, focus, focus. Oh, you can see it. Okay, so this is Myths of Immortality by Ray Wagner. This is the third book in the Curse of the Sphinx series, and I got an arc of this by the author. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I can't even. And it's so good so far. Today I read about 50 pages in, so I'm about 100 pages into this arc, which is about 22% of the book done, and it's so amazing. I did a reading sprint for 20 minutes and I read 30 pages of this book. Like, oh my god, that's insane. Like, this book is such a quick read and it's so good and I'm really loving it. I can't wait to get more into it tomorrow. That's it for my reading wrap up for today. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you tomorrow. Bonjour! Today is day 3 of the Biannual Bibliothon. Well, actually, it's the end of day 3. It's like 10. I am so exhausted. I was so busy today, but I'm actually really proud of how much I read. I managed to read 80 pages of Myths of Immortality by Ray Wagner, and it's getting so good. I'm really starting to like some of the new characters, and I love the new setting of the story. I love it. And I also listened to an hour of the Stalking Jack the Ripper audiobook, and it's also getting really good. And I didn't really listen to that much of the audiobook today because I was too busy tweeting the author. Anyways, that's all for this wrap up. I'll see you tomorrow. Bonjour! It is day 4 of the Biannual Bibliothon. So my reading was kind of okay for today. I listened to an hour of the audiobook for Stalking Jack the Ripper, and I read about 50-ish pages in More Happy Than Not. I'm about 100 pages in, and I'm really loving it. The part I am right now, I know this book is depressing, but the part I am right now is not. And it's really relaxing reading it, so I really love it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bonjour! Today is day 5 of the Biannual Bibliothon. So I had an amazing reading day, even though I barely even listened to Stalking Jack the Ripper. Like, I literally listened to like 20 minutes of the audiobook because I was so into reading Myths of Immortality by Ray Wagner. Oh my god, I read 200 pages of that book today. Holy freaking crap. That's so much. It just gotten so good. Oh my god, I'm loving it so much. And I only have about 100 pages left, which means I'm totally gonna finish it tomorrow. And I cannot wait to keep reading it because it's gotten so good and I cannot put it down, but I have to put it down because it's late and I have to sleep. Anyways, that's all. See you tomorrow. Bonjour! It is day 6 of the Biannual Bibliothon. So today I listened to 2 hours of Stalking Jack the Ripper. It's getting so good, and I only have about an hour left in this audiobook, so I'm definitely gonna finish it tomorrow, so yay! And then I also read about 30 pages in More Happy Than Not. I'm gonna read a few more pages right now before bed, and then I'm gonna go to bed. So that's all. I'll see you tomorrow, or I might not do an update tomorrow because tomorrow's the last day. So I'm thinking of doing like a big wrap up at the end. We'll see. Bonjour! So the Biannual Bibliothon is over and I thought I would share all of my results and all of the challenges that I managed to complete during this week. So first, I want to go through the video challenges. So I actually completed some of the video challenges this time around, and I'm so proud of myself. I completed 2 of them. The first one I completed was the throwback challenge, which I put up on the Monday. The throwback challenge I chose was write a letter to one of your favorite characters, and I chose to write a letter to Mr. Rochester from my favorite book, Jane Eyre. I traveled a couple hours and filmed this in a place with snow, with beautiful scenery and trees and the forest and nature, and I made a voiceover and put music, and it was just such a beautiful video. It is honestly my most favorite video I have ever created, and I'm just so happy that I made that and I completed that challenge. The second challenge I completed was the Buster Rhyme challenge on Friday. I wrote a bookish parody of Welcome to New York by Taylor Swift, and I went to my local Barnes & Nobles and pretty much filmed the music video there. It was so much fun. I loved making the video challenges. They were some of my all-time favorite videos, so if you have not seen them yet, definitely go check them out. Next, I want to get into the reading challenges I completed. So I actually finished all of those books on the last day. I mean, I didn't read them all on the last day, but I finished them. So the first book I completed on the last day was Stalking the Ripper by Carrie Manslug. So this completes the challenge of reading the group book. Oh my god, I loved this book so much. I think my favorite thing about this was all of the feminist themes. The main character is into forensic science, which in the Victorian era is really not okay. But I love how she always pushes against the societal norms, and she always fights against the patriarchy. And there's just so many amazing feminist quotes in here. I just loved following along with the mystery. I did not see that coming, who Jack the Ripper was. I was completely blown away. I did not see it coming. I was like, what? That's who it is? No way. The only reason I gave this 4 out of 5 stars is because this book is so freaking gory. Like, oh my god, they explain all of the crime scenes. It makes me want to like never read anything about Jack the Ripper ever again. And I don't think I will because, oh my god, it freaked me out too much. There's also so many Sherlock vibes. The main character, Thomas, said to Audrey, on the contrary, my dear Wadsworth, and I just squealed because I love Sherlock so much. And just Thomas and Audrey were so similar to the Watson and Sherlock. Their dynamic was amazing, and I just loved everything about this book. I cannot wait for the second book. This was amazing. The next book I finished was More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. This completed the challenge of reading a diverse book, as is an LGBTQ plus book, and reading a book a booktuber recommend to you. So many booktubers recommend this book all the time, so it definitely counts for that. I definitely don't know how to describe this book, and I really don't think you should know what this book is about. Just go into it blind, because honestly, the synopsis just spoils so much of the book. So just go in blind. It's amazing. This book was just so heartbreaking and beautiful, and it really explores the themes of happiness and learning to accept yourself and knowing that it's okay to be different. It's okay. 5 out of 5 stars. Second to last book I read was Myths of Immortality by Ray Wagner. So that is the 3rd book in the Curse of the Sphinx series. I actually got an arc of it from the publisher. I read an arc of the book, so there was like spelling errors and stuff, so it's not the final copy, but even though it was not the final copy, it was so amazing. I wrote a full Goodreads review, so if you want to know more of my thoughts, definitely go check it out. It was just so amazing. There was a brand new setting, and there was a bunch of new characters, and this is the best installment of the series. I can't believe I struggled with the first book in this series, because this series has just evolved in such an amazing way, and I'm loving it. I literally read 200 pages of the book in a day, and I was so busy and at school that whole day. Like, it was crazy. I loved it. I cannot wait for book 4. Like, I need book 4 like now. Like, why don't I have it? And the last book I read for the Biannual Bibliothon was actually a free book I got on Wattpad. So it is a published ebook, but it was but it was also on Wattpad. So I needed a retelling, and there was only a few hours left. So I just found this retelling on Wattpad that was like less than 100 pages. It's called Sleeping Beauty by Jenny James. It was really, really short and cute and sweet. even though I think it was a first draft, so it's kind of bad. I also did a Goodreads review for this, so definitely go check it out. I gave this 2.5 stars. It was really cute, sweet, and fun, but I did have a lot of problems with it. So those are all the books that I read for the Biannual Bibliothon and all the videos. The Biannual Bibliothon was just such an amazing experience. This is my second time participating, and I cannot wait to participate again. I'm so happy I completed all of the reading challenges and some of the video challenges despite being extremely busy and being at school almost every single day of the Biannual Bibliothon. I had such an amazing time doing all of the sprints and reading with the community. It was just so great. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoy. If you participated in the Biannual Bibliothon too, how did you do? Did you do all the reading challenges? Did you do the video challenges? Did you read the group book? How did you do? Comment down below. Au revoir!